What's going on? It's Terance Green. I'm the owner of Amor Yoga and Life. I'm the only yoga studio downtown Flint. And you're about to tap into the Superstar Spotlight with Brandon. And we ready for you.
What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Superstar Spotlight. I am your host and favorite actor, Brandon Houston, and today we have another special guest in the building. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you to the sponsor of this show, Guilty Rich. Make sure you guys check out the website, guiltyrichboutique.com, and you can get all the latest gear, including an all-new winter collection that just came out. Okay, and make sure you follow them on Instagram as well at guilty.rich. Okay, because if you're going to be guilty rich. All right, so now that we've got that out the way, I want to introduce our guest for today. Coming into the spotlight is an individual who has created a lifestyle behind the message, love yourself first. Through hard work and consistency, he has been able to establish a brand as well as many other ventures that we are going to talk about today. And I'm excited to have him here. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Terance Green.
Appreciate the intro.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
that.
How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot going on. Life is just crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't even realize everything you got going on when you're in the moment.
Right.
Because it's just so much, it's chaotic, but you got to take those moments to, like now, like when we do things like this, or you take the time to talk to me, is when I realize, okay, you're doing something. You're standing out a little bit.
Absolutely, and it's good to see you in the community doing the things that you do and making an impact and making a difference as well.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, are you ready to step into the spotlight?
I am. I gotta accept it. Accept it.
All right. So if he's ready and you guys are ready, we're going to get right into it. Right with the first question. I mentioned your brand, which is called Black Amor.
Correct.
So how did that get started?
Okay, so the actual name Amor is my son's middle name. I was thinking about a name for the longest, and when he was born and on his process of being birthed, him being coming to the world, it just stuck. My mom said something about Black Amor, then Black Amor, and Amor just kept sticking. Mm-hmm. And you know the message is love you first. So all that was birthed from my son. Then I ended up going through some stresses, and the same message popped up again when I was in the hospital, love yourself first. And from that, you kind of got the lifestyle brand of Black Amor and the message to love yourself first.
That's dope. That's definitely dope. And Amor is also French for love too, mm-hmm. So that all goes hand in hand.
Exactly. It's deep. It's just not a name.
It's more than just a name, y'all. It's definitely a message behind that. So when you're coming up with the name for your brand and everything like that, I know there's a lot more of a thought process that goes into the business as a whole. So what made you want to get into the business in general?
I didn't, to be honest with you. Everything I truly believe like your life and your purpose is birthed through your trials and tribulations and the things you're faced with. And sometimes the things you're not even paying attention to is in front of your face. So I've always had a beard and things like that. I just want to show how small my brand started. I was living in Nashville. I was working in sales, and I always got complimented on my beard. And I used to make my own oil and things like that. And one day, it just kept getting complimented. It's like, man, somebody asked me, did I make my own oil? Would I sell it? When I got asked that question, it sparked, okay, let's try something. So I created my own oil. Took me about a little under a year, right about a year, just to get the perfect combination. And I gave it out to some samples tested it with some people, had some women smell the scent, and I eventually got the perfect combination. And I did my first pop up here in Flint with Shantae Love. She has A&V Accessories Boutique, and she did a joint Christmas pop up shop. That was my very first one. She called me and told me come do it, and I ended up selling out.
Right.
Selling out. And my first time ever doing anything like it, I sold out all my oils. From there, it just kept birthing. I ended up getting beard combs, then I got head wraps, then I got shirts, hoodies. So each process I grew each year by more and more things to the point now to where I actually have my own studio downtown, my own storefront included in my studio. I teach yoga. Like it all started from one person asking me would I sell it or do I sell it, and from there it trickled on through my life, struggle, things like that. I got birth to where I'm at now.
And that's amazing. Just to listen to how it grew over time,
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. That's definitely amazing to see. And just for the fact that like you started in sales, and now you have like sort of the business mindset already working in sales.
I can definitely agree with that. I was in sales for right under 10 years. And I was manager, management, moving up the chain, things like that. So I experienced every level from the bottom up to the top. And I can definitely say sales is a big foundation in my business. You have to know how to market yourself, know how to do certain things. And sometimes I've seen myself take off a little bit better than most because I've had that experience. And um, when you have that sales experience, you don't even realize how much it has helped you. To where I've done a whole bunch of things on my own that I thought I couldn't do. And it's a whole different, bigger feeling when you're selling something that you created. For me, going to sell stuff that I don't really believe in and making people buy it and I have to put on the front like I enjoy it, to now selling something that I know for a fact I love, I enjoy, it works. I'm not selling you any bull. And that's what the biggest difference is. I think a lot of times we think that we don't like what we do, and it's just small instances that can switch. For me, just going from selling something that I don't believe in to selling something that I do, I'm still doing sales though, but my whole energy towards it changed because it's now something I believe in and I'm passionate about.
Got you, and that does make a difference. I think the consumer can feel that as well when you're selling something, that is genuine and that you believe in, and everything like that. So, how long have you been selling Black Amor? Like, how long has the business
The
been?
brand itself has been 3.5 years now.
Okay.
3.5 years total from when it's been an official business. From when I started it, actually, it's only been official, like documented, about 2.5. But 3.5 years has been how much from when it was birthed to now.
Okay, and in that 3.5 years, what have you learned as the business has continued to grow? What's the most important things that you've learned?
You cannot stop. You have to be consistent. You cannot. I say the one I think I don't ever hear people talk about this is that you cannot make emotional decisions, and you cannot make decisions based off how you feel in the present moment. Example is there've been plenty of times where I might have been having a bad day, but a good opportunity has came through the door. And normally we wouldn't. If you don't feel good, you don't want to feel like doing something, you don't want to do it. I personally tell myself you're gonna agree to it regardless of how you feel. And it could be an event a month away, next day, tomorrow, but even regardless of how I feel in the moment, that does not alter how I'm going to make this business decision. I'm blessed to be able to, I think through yoga and things like that, I'm able to put my emotions to the side or be in control of them, to really be in the moment to be like, okay, this has nothing to do with this. Make this decision for that. A lot of times I see a lot of people, they tie in their emotions or their personal life to their business. And it is your business when it becomes your brand, but you have to know what emotions you're dealing with in the moment to really understand that, hey, this has nothing to do with this. And from that, I'm able to continuously be consistent. We think consistency is doing the same thing over and over and over. No, it's just getting up and continually to go on this path every day, regardless of the change. You have to be adaptive every day.
Exactly. I definitely agree with that. And speaking of consistency, it seems like we consistently see you out at the events as a vendor, even putting together some of your own events as
Yeah.
well, like the Black History, Black Dollar social that
Hmm.
you put together. So kind of talk to me about, well, first, like the events that you set up at, like whether it's like the Juneteenth event
Hmm.
or anything similar to that that we have in the community. Um, what um, what does it mean to go out there at those type of events and present your brand to people and just kind of get them engaged in what you're doing?
That's important because you need exposure. A lot of people, even though a lot of people are starting to notice me, a lot of people have yet to even hear my name. And I feel like that's a problem with a lot of business. I see a lot of people on social media asking people to support them or don't nobody support you. Nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody knows you're here or exist. And that's something I had to take and not be emotional about, that people don't know I'm here. So what are you going to do about it? Okay, I have to get out here and make sure people know or see me. I make sure everything I do stands out. You know, when you see that big black tent out there, it's mine. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
I have to make sure I do things specifically and strategically to make sure people know I'm here. And that's why I do those events. But not only that, I also believe in them. Like I love how Key Rail, shout out to Key Rail, always puts together that Juneteenth event. That's important. We don't normally put together those efforts to do that. And I always, as long as he does that event, I'll support him. And me, anybody else that does good events. If you see me there, it's because I not only want to be there, but I believe in what they're doing, or I appreciate them doing that. Um, and we have to always show up for that. You know what I'm saying? We always complain about what we want to do for Flint, or Flint don't have nothing. Okay, but when we do some things, we don't always come out and support, and we have to get out there and support.
yeah. Definitely, definitely. It's always important that we support each other and uplift each other as a
Mm-hmm.
community. Just to erase some of the negative stereotypes that's placed upon us as a whole and within the city, even though there has been like some changes going on and we see like development across the city, but there's still
Mm-hmm.
that stigma
Yep.
there. So it's good that we can come together and yeah, bring some positive light to the city and everything like that. And speaking of doing that, like I just mentioned, you had the Black Dollar Black History Month social
Mm-hmm.
last year. So how did that event come about, and how did it help some of the Black entrepreneurs and business owners within the city?
Okay. Yep. So that was actually the second one, and it was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. That's not how I planned it to be, but one thing I've been able to do is just be in the present moment and make decisions based off the present moment. Like it's not what I had planned or visioned. It's to kind of let go of control and feel the energy that's flowing. And the first one was very much smaller. I had it at the Urban Cafe on Chevrolet 2.5 years ago. Well, it'd be 3 years. About to be 3 years ago. Um, and it was still a good turnout. I had about 15 vendors. People showed up. People made money still. And I love the venue. And I try to do it at a different venue each time. And then the second year, it went from the Urban Cafe to the Farmers Market, ring out both sides of it. And I had like almost 40 vendors, had panel discussion, live music, live DJ, great food, vegan options, and regular options. And it was birthed from, we always do the same stuff every Black History Month, to be honest. We always talk about the same Black people from history. We'll never do nothing different. It just got repetitive. And I wanted to do something to spark something differently. And I had no, like, it was the day before. And this is why I mean you got to be consistent, because the weeks leading up to it's like, man, I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know. This is the biggest thing I've ever done so far. The day before, all the news outlets just randomly calls me, gets my contact somehow. And then all of a sudden I'm on the news, and then it grows. And I got all these people showing up to my event. Then they do it. And a shout out to the Flint Beat. They've always supported me in everything I do. The Flint Beat. And shout out to Mikey that's over there. He covered the whole thing. And you can actually look it up at the flintbeat.com, the Black Dollar, and you can get a glimpse of how it went down. Had a 6 panel speakers, from a dental hygienist to a real estate investor to an actor to an educator to and a therapist. And it was a dope event. feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, and I had shout out to Brandy Cook at 100K Ideas. So all of them were on a one panel discussion. All black people that's doing something great in their community, but all different avenues. I wanted to show that we always talk about rappers or basketball players, athletes. Nothing wrong with them at all, but we forget about these other people that's doing something in our communities. So I always wanted to recognize that. Now we're coming into the third year, and I wasn't planning on it. Like I said, nothing I planned, but I have my own venue, my own storefront, my own studio, yoga studio. So it's like my thoughts now were like, okay, do I continue to go somewhere else, or now do you invest into yourself and the things you're doing and get people to come to your location that you have? Nobody knows you deeply here yet. So I'm actually taking a different route. I'm going much smaller, but it's still a decent size. I'm going to have me. I'm teaming up and collaborating with Say Your Piece, and shout out to Kirsten with Say Your Piece. So we're going to be doing a Black History Month edition of Say Your Piece. I'm going to have in like spoken word, poetry, open mic, things like that. I might have a few other things going on, but keep it up in the air for now. But we're going to be doing a special edition to Say Your Piece of a Black History Month edition for this year at my location at Black Amor Yoga and Life Studio downtown.
Okay, nice. And is there a date for that?
It'll be February 24th, from 4 to 8.
Nice. All right. So you guys, February 24th, make sure you guys are downtown and check out the Say Your Piece event. Collaborating with Black Amor and Terance Green. That's definitely going to be a dope event. I'm personally going to check it out too myself. I'm going to make sure I'm in attendance for that as well.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt. So I know you mentioned that in the event of doing business, creating a business, there's times where stress can play a part.
Big time.
There's times where you have to put your emotions to the side to make decisions and everything like that. And I feel like a lot of that attributes to your interest in yoga and the fact that you have developed classes and you have a studio and everything like that now. So how did well, I guess it kind of answered itself, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How did the idea of starting up yoga classes and becoming a yoga instructor?
Yeah, so like I said, nothing I do now in this present moment I ever thought I'd be doing. Especially yoga. I never talked about it. Was talked about when I was coming up. I didn't know what I was gonna be doing. Most of the time, we think I'm gonna be an athlete, and we just say that because that's what everybody else says.
Yeah.
But I knew I just didn't know what. And it's kind of was the reverse. You said yoga has helped me navigate, but it's kind of like my stresses in life actually brought me to yoga, which helped me actually start to begin to navigate and help. Because at first, like I said, honestly, we hear the term "your pain is your purpose," and it wasn't until you truly get to that lowest point that you realize that. And for me, stress was so bad, dealing with a lot, relationship problems, new birth, new baby, new house, new city, coming back to the city, things like that. It got overwhelming, and you really truly realize that nobody can really help you. You have to help yourself. Um, and they brought me into the hospital from how deep my stress was. My intestines had locked up. I couldn't eat or drink nothing. Couldn't drink water. Threw everything up in the hospital. They had I'm probably gonna need surgery. They're talking about cutting out some of my intestines and stuff like that. And I just slept for 2 whole days straight. Just slept. I wasn't resting. I wasn't getting sleep. I was getting a few hours of sleep a night. And when I slept in the hospital, the second day they came in, they had like doctors around my bed. They had like 4 regular doctors. They had some student doctors that was there just doing their clinicals and stuff like that. And it's like that in general was just traumatizing and fearful. And then they're telling me that we don't know what's wrong with you because you're healthy. You seem healthy by your tests, but you're starting to clear up too. And it was like, yeah, stress. It's stress for sure. And because I knew I was stressed, but I didn't know it was that bad. And then in the hospital, they had another man end up coming in to be like my roommate type thing. And they asked him a question, and this is when the "Love You First" message came to me directly. And they asked him that if you begin to die, do you want us to resuscitate you and things like that? And he just straight up said, "No, let me go." and he would have so many problems with him. But due to him just drinking and wanting to just end his life, he was just miserable and stressed out. And then it was just a message came to me that said, if you don't take care of yourself and put yourself first, then that's when the love yourself first came. You might end up just like this, miserable, not want to live, not want to be here, and you have a purpose for you. And from that point on, as soon as I got out the hospital, that's when I looked up yoga. I came across a podcast with Mashari Patterson. Shout out to Release Reese, and I went to try it, and she welcomed me in, and I've been addicted ever since. Stuck on it. Cause the first time I did yoga was the first time I ever experienced calmness and stillness. My mind was always wandering. Couldn't just rest. I couldn't sleep. My thoughts always coming and going. And when I got rested in that, I began to learn how to truly navigate my emotions. I was doing therapy. I've been doing therapy to be, I think, 5 years this year, 4 or 5 years this year straight. I've been doing therapy. Not because it's like something's wrong, but I actually want to do it. I think everybody needs to have a therapist, not because you need it, but because you always need a different, unbiased opinion on certain things that you're doing, or to help you guide your thoughts. They never tell you what you do. And that's why I think a misconception about therapy is they don't tell you what to do. They help you think for yourself to make your own decisions. And I think you need another person to reflect who doesn't know you, who's unbiased to help you do that. So through therapy, through yoga, now I'm addicted to yoga. And I was with Mashari for a while. Then I was like, she even suggested, maybe you should think about this. Maybe become an instructor, this, that, and that. And then I looked into it and I reached out and I've been just addicted, man. I became an instructor, certified instructor last year. And within a few months, had my own studio. Wasn't planning on that. Like when I tell you, when you truly step in your purpose, like I said, all that was birthed from my pain, though my lowest point. I was so in that hospital bed was so traumatized because I never had a tube, and I forgot to mention they had a tube. You see other people, or even my grandmother, things like that, when they're in the hospital, they had tubes connected to them, tubes, and you're like, man, I don't ever want to feel that. Then you get to the point where you have no choice, and they put a tube from my nose all the way down into my stomach because I couldn't drink or eat nothing. And that's the only way they could help me out. They had to take stuff out, stuff like that, and that's traumatizing. The feeling of that happening. So I still deal with that a little bit now because I never want to go back to that. And like I said, that low point, that traumatizing experience is what birthed everything you see now. It's the reason we're here today, right now. So your pain is your purpose is a very serious thing, and you don't really know it until you actually get to that low point. But it births your purpose.
And that is definitely deep, and I definitely resonate with the therapy part because I just started therapy back in September myself.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's definitely been a big help, and it's also part of the reason why I need to start signing up for these yoga classes and get into it. So now that we've got um, the story of how it came about, of like what exactly do you teach in yoga? Like what exactly?
So the thing I learned, the biggest misconception is that yoga is just like stretching, or yoga is just for skinny people, or yoga is just for white people. Mm-hmm. To be honest, the only thing you've ever seen, if it's marketed, it's a skinny white girl.
Yeah,
that's all you've ever seen. And I've never heard of any male yoga instructors. I think I'm one of the very few or the only in the area that's certified. And so in my classes, I'm not really. What I'm doing is creating a safe space, a vibe. I like to say a relaxing space to where I come and all I do is guide you to stillness. So pretty much, it's not about. I try. This is how I like to explain it. Yoga is the vehicle that you got to drive in. When you come to my location, when you come to the Black and White Yoga Life, then you get in the vehicle, which is the yoga poses or meditations or whatever we're doing. My goal is to be your GPS to guide you to a level of relaxation, of calmness, to where your mind can stop, to where you can be still. And at the end of class, there's a thing called Shavasana, and it's for people. Just pretty much, I like to say it's your quiet time. You can meditate, you can rest, you can sleep, whatever your body needs you to do. And when I get you to that point, you're relaxed. That's normally when you can finally be present in the moment, or think, or actually hear what God has to say to you. Because a lot of times you can't hear God because you constantly talking. You constantly in your head trying to control stuff. Well, I get you to a point where you can breathe, let go, become calm. And from that point, once I get you there, it's up to you now. It's what you need from it or what you get out of it. So people, it's a little bit different. Like it's I'm teaching you just the tools. That's it. I'm teaching the tools to get still, to be calm. I'm teaching the tools so that you can get control of your emotions, so you can get control of your life. And from there, you'll be able to start to hear yourself to make your own decisions or to be better at them. So when you come to yoga, it's not me, and anybody can do it. I teach classes that are any size, any shape, any person. Like I make sure every class is beginner friendly and welcoming, and I haven't had any negative feedbacks. And when you leave, like I said, my whole goal is just get you to be relaxed.
Yeah, that's definitely good. I'm sold on it. So I hope y'all are sold on it too. Make sure y'all sign up for some of the classes. Yeah, just tell the people real quick like what's the class schedule and
So
how can
right,
they sign up for class?
so right now, I have classes on Mondays. Is I do a special thing for men. What I've been going through, my personal life has come to me to realize that men don't have a safe space a lot of times, or they don't have a space for them to kind of let go of the stress, to talk, to be open, to be vulnerable. A lot of times when I've seen men be try to come vulnerable or honest, they've been met with backlash or anger, frustration, and it just causes them to shrivel up even more. So Mondays I do a class called $5 Man Day. They come in and we just sit down, we do a little yoga, a little meditation, then we have a little conversation. And we just get some things off our chest if we need to, or we just come and rest. You can come in, like I said, anytime you come to my class, if you just want to sleep the whole hour, you can, if that's what your body needs. Now, for everybody that's co ed, men and women, I have classes Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. And then the Monday class, I don't know if I said, is at 6:30. Now you can sign up, you can drop in. Always, of course, that's always good. You can drop in. The fee for Wednesdays and Saturdays are $15. Or you can book on my website, blackamor.com. Black is abbreviated, so BLKAMOR.com. Or you can always go to my social media pages, underscore Terance G for Instagram, Terance Green on Facebook, or Blackamore Brand on Facebook and Instagram. And you'll always have somewhere there's an avenue, my link tree, whatever, to come to book those classes. Or always, like I said, drop in. Drop in.
Yeah, definitely make sure you guys check it out. What where are you located again?
Yep. So I'm downtown, 124 West First Street, downtown Flint. I'm right above the local 432. So it's the only red building on the block. It's a red building, and I'm the windows right above on the second floor. Um, if you ever come to class, I always have a sign out so you know which way to go to come up from the entrance. It's direct entrance from the street. Um, but you can't miss it. It's the only red building right there.
Okay, so you guys got the times, you got the address. Let's go ahead and sign up. I'm gonna make sure I sign up for this Monday men's class because I need it, and I got a couple things to talk about myself. It's definitely been some crazy times, but like I mentioned earlier, like therapy helps me get through it and everything like that. And then just to be around like other men who share like a similar
Exactly.
pathway.
No, exactly. I agree.
Space, and I'm glad you're able to create that space for people to be safe in.
Like everything I do is because pretty much I needed it for myself. So that safe space, the just to release and let go of things, or to actually learn how to control your emotions, and all those things we haven't been taught. And the most important thing, like I know it makes a difference. I've been teaching my son. He just turned 3 on Christmas Eve, and I've been teaching him all these things since 1.5. So you can come up to my son and be like, yoga, you do yoga meditation. He'll sit there, start doing poses like this or whatever it is it may be. But it also helps with his tantrum. So he doesn't throw tantrums as much as I've seen other kids or other family members of my family have. He is receptive of it. It gives him something to do. Just a bonding tool that I love to do with him. So I truly enjoy it. And I feel like anybody else, try it with the kids, create a second bonding thing or try it with yourself and they'll eventually grab on. I never forced it on him. I started doing it, then he started coming towards me doing it and mimicking me. Okay. That's what sparked me doing it for him. And ever since then we've been doing it.
Actually, that's amazing that the kids can gravitate towards it as well. Because kids definitely pick up on energy
Exactly.
and everything like that. So for you to exhibit positive energy around him and he's gravitating towards that. That's definitely amazing to see. And yeah, I hope that more and more parents do that with their children because it's important for them to like their emotional health is important too. So yeah, we gotta definitely make sure that we look out for that.
Yeah.
Definitely look out.
They're the next generation, so how we gonna leave them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So going forward, is there an ultimate goal that you want to achieve for yourself, for Black Amor, and for the yoga as well?
you know, I want to be honest with you. I used to have a lot of goals, and the last few years of me have been, even though I've been growing my brand, and like I said, it's the roughest times that grow it, but it's been the roughest years of my life too at the same time, and so much. And I've realized that you have no control. Honestly, you have no control of life or what's going to come your way. You have to be able to be adaptive. And for me, my goals are separate. My goals now are not to have goals. My goals is to be present in the moment. Like my purpose, I want to be present in my purpose, present in the moment. So if I'm present in the moment, whatever things come that life sends me, I'm able to make the best decisions on them. And that's what's been giving me the biggest progression in my life. It's not sitting here saying, this is what I'm going to do, tunnel vision. I block off all these blessings that could have been something much bigger. Because we think we can think about the future, have control, but you don't. And when I've stopped trying to have control and I let life be, and I've been myself and being in my purpose, is when the biggest blessings have come. Instantly have came, and they've been very, very, very good to me. It's changed my whole perspective on life. I've been very much calm. Like if you knew me 10 years ago, this is nothing how I was. I'm a completely different person, man. It's growth. So what I want to do is continue to grow. I want my brand to continue to grow. And what happens from there, as long as it's growing in a positive way, I'm always open to what can happen, what possibilities can be. I don't want to limit myself. And then when I get older, look back, okay, this is what I accomplished. I list it off, but to go and try to control it, I have no goals.
Nice, nice. I like that. Definitely like that, and I definitely appreciate the the growth that you have experienced over the years.
Thank you.
Just even from the point when I first met you to the point now, there's definitely been growth as well.
Yeah.
It's
Vice versa, no, vice versa.
yeah. I'm just glad that we both have been able to
Exactly.
grow and become better versions of ourselves and to find reflections of peace and just the things that we look for in life. I think that speaks volumes to who we are as men, as Black men.
Exactly.
And
makes a difference too.
Definitely makes a difference, and it's important. And I'm glad that you are able to create a space for men like us to be comfortable in, and I definitely like to see that. And I definitely support everything that you got going on. It's amazing. It's dope. And yeah, I just 100% support it.
No, I appreciate that for sure, man. It makes a difference. And like I said, every time you hit me or message me or anything, like I said, I'm always there gonna do it. Just let me know. Like it's not a question about it. Whenever you want to do it, I'm gonna pop up. Because at the same time, I'm doing this, and I have to appreciate you for doing this because this gives me exposure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some of us doing our work that you say helps you, but if nobody knows I'm doing it, that's your lane. This is what you do, the interview, and you the one that's only one out here really doing it so consistently and everywhere too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know about certain events until after you posted about it. So it's like you have your own lane also that it's not, sometimes we might not notice because like I said, when you're in it, it might not seem like it. You in it, it might not seem like it, but it's people that see you, people that see me, they might not say nothing, but they see it. You know what I'm saying? And it takes us to stay our path and to focus on what we truly enjoy because if we move by the applaud of others, it could deter us or it can move us away from our purpose because we're looking for those claps. But when you stay true to yourself and realize I actually enjoy this is what I love to do, it's going to continue to grow in a positive way. We just don't see it sometimes.
Absolutely. And yeah, we're definitely going to continue to grow in a positive way. I just appreciate the opportunity to interview you and get to know about your story, about your brand,
Appreciate it.
about the yoga classes and everything. And I promise I'm going to sign up for you guys. I promise. I know I've been saying it a couple times. Stuff start happening, but I'm gonna be there.
No, and I understand. Like I said, I don't want nobody to feel obligated because, like, at the end of the day, people have signed up. You know what I'm saying? Have signed up. You signed up, and you signed up before. And this life happens. We get so caught up in thinking that, man, I didn't make it. I'm failing, or I'm not doing right. No, life happens. You did. You took. You signing up was a more first step because you didn't sign up before. Now it's the second step. Okay, I signed up. I gotta show up now. You know what I'm saying? One thing I wanted to say that it might help a lot of people, but one thing I've had to do is sometimes cut my days back. Sometimes I can't focus on the whole day because it's too much. So it's been okay. In the next hour, what I got planned for the whole day? I was too much. Can't think about it. What I got for half the day? That's still too much. Okay, let's focus on the next hour. What can you do right now? Knock that out. Okay. Now expand a little bit more. The next few hours. Okay. Like I had to sometimes take my days by hours at a time sometimes because if I could take the whole day, I'm going to be overwhelmed and I'm not going to be able to function. So, like I'm saying, is just to take baby steps and we forget that that's still progress. You know what I'm saying? Slow motion is better than no motion. And people sometimes we use those terms out of context, but if you take a step further than you did yesterday, that's progress. Applaud yourself. Don't look for participation trophy that you did it, you know what I'm saying? But definitely applaud yourself, hey, I'm doing better. Okay, the next step. But to show you keep doing it and keep coming towards it. And when you get there, like I tell everybody, the hardest part is getting there. That's it. Once you get there, I do the rest. But you gotta get up and get there. And I want to say also, hopefully soon, planning on I'll be also adding an additional online thing too. So if you can't make the class physically, I'm gonna be live streaming it through certain channels, certain platforms, to where you can also join in on a class at home if you couldn't make it. I know a lot of people have a lot going on in life, and that's why I say life happens. And I try to be as easy and accessible as I can. So that's coming out soon. Online will be also added to the in-person class session.
All right, you guys. So as you can see, the yoga is expanding. So if you can't make it, be on the lookout for the online classes. But in the meantime, make sure you guys sign up for the classes. The men on Monday, the other classes on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Yep.
Correct.
Saturday morning. Yep.
Saturday morning. All right. So make sure you guys tap in with Terance Green. And is there a name for the yoga? Or is it just...
Oh, yep. So I got Monday, $5 Monday. Wednesdays is soul rest. It's a yin yoga practice, and it's very. This is would be if you're looking for something to start slow and very easy, like anybody can do it. Is Wednesdays, and it's simply we're on the ground the whole time. We're doing long grounded poses, and from us being long and moving slow, it kind of brings you to a better relaxation. Saturdays is still good. It's called slow flow. Soul flow is what I call it. It's a slow flow practice, and we move a little bit faster pace and we actually stand up and do a little bit of balancing, but it's everything I do is beginner friendly. Everything I do is beginner friendly. So you don't have to worry about being the oddball if you or worry about somebody looking at you know. And majority of everybody that I have are new beginners. Flint isn't really big for yoga right now. So this is still new avenues and I'm the only black male instructor. I'm the only yoga studio downtown. That's another fact. I'm the only black yoga studio downtown. So this is very new. So take that consideration when you're shy or you consider not doing it. Just know everybody's new to this in the area.
And so if you're new, if you've been through it before, just come on out. Everybody's really embracing this at the same point. So it's definitely dope if you guys check it out. So yeah, with that being said, make sure you guys support Terance Green. Make sure you guys not only shop with Black Amor, you know, with the clothing or the accessories for beard and hair and things like that. Also, make sure you support and check out some of the yoga classes as well. Support, support, support. It's important that you know we keep investing into the community and continue to see the people, our peers, grow as well. So that's definitely important. And with that, I just want to say thank you for coming on to the show. It was amazing to have you on here and just talk about everything that's going on with you. And I just pray that it continues to go on the path that it's going on. Everything that you do is definitely important and needed within the community. And yeah, just like I said earlier, blessed to have this opportunity to interview with you. And yeah, I hope we get to talk again soon and definitely see where
No,
we're
most
at.
definitely. Like I said, man, I really appreciate all of that for sure. Those words, everything, reaching out to me, giving me, let me use your platform to spread my message. And like I said, vice versa. I need you too to continue to do what you do, so we can get these businesses out there, to get our stories out there, our brand. So thank you too. Keep doing this for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And one more time for the people, just drop your all your social medias where they can follow you and the brand.
Yep. So you can follow the brand at Black Amor Brand on Instagram and Facebook. My personal pages are underscore Terance G on Instagram and Terance Green on Facebook. The website, official website, is blkamor.com, abbreviation blackamor.com. And anything on those platforms or that website, you can get in contact to me anyway. And feel free to message me if you have questions, thoughts, concerns, or you just want to say hi. I'm welcome to all of that. Don't be shy. I'm a very open person, transparent, and I love to talk, I love to communicate, and I love to spread the message. And also, lastly, remember to love yourself first. Set them boundaries. Take care of yourself. Nobody else can.
That's that's definitely amazing. And yep, you guys heard all of the socials. Make sure you tap in and support, like I've been saying. And yeah, just keep helping this community grow. Keep helping this community grow because it's definitely important. Okay. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Superstar Spotlight. You can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Houston. That's where you can catch the full episodes as well as my YouTube, which is youtube.com/ your favorite actor. This episode and all of the previous episodes are on my YouTube channel, so make sure you check that out. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Brandon Up Next 810. Same for my TikTok as well. That's where you can find all the highlights and clips from this show and previous shows as well. So yeah, so I want to say thank you guys for tuning in, and also another thank you to our sponsor for this video, Guilty Rich. Make sure you guys tap in with GuiltyRichBoutique.com and shop, 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 support, support, support. But yeah, so once again, thank you to Mr. Terance Green for coming on to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for the support and love and helping us grow the businesses around us in the community. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.